Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Automation Testing Online. Today's video we will discuss how to automate mouse actions. In order to do that, we have to find the specific elements on the web page. In my previous video we discussed about locators. Today we'll discuss how to use the locators to identify the specific elements and how to perform mouse actions. So I have already created a package mouse actions. Let's point out some of the mouse actions, which are drag and drop, resizing, right click, mouse hover, copy pasting, sliding. These are some of the mouse actions we are performing. Now I'm going to write a program to automate those mouse actions. So I'm creating a class. First mouse action is drag and drop. In my previous video, I already said that the first two steps are always constant. So I'm just copying and pasting it here. Now I'm going to write the program. First thing is I have to give the URL www.get string URL. So go to Chrome and I have a website. This is the website where I usually used to practice Selenium, and there are so many websites available for free where you can practice. This is one of the website. So I have pasted the URL here. Now I wanted to maximize the screen. So maximizing the screen will be easier for us to understand. Next step is to find the elements. So now I'll show you how to identify the specific element. Right click and select inspect. Just click this option here and everything turns blue. Just select on the blue one. This blue thing will be highlighted. Click on it. So we can see here that ID is the element. We can also take class, but class, I don't think class would work because it is not clear. Here they have given some hyphen. So we'll go with the ID. So the ID is draggable. Copy it. Now give wd dot find element. We have a method called find element. Inside it, just give it as by dot id. We are going to use id locator. And inside double quotes, copy paste this draggable. Now this find element will be returned as a web element. Web element is an interface. So we are storing this inside an web element interface. Web element, I'm giving the name as drag equal to. We have to import this web element from Selenium. Next is we have inspected this element, the object to be dragged, and the place, the destination where it has to be dropped. We have to identify the element for the destination. So right click on this. So select. Here also we can see that the ID is they have given as droppable. Copy it. Can give the same statement, find element. You can see that there are two options, find element and find elements. Find elements is used to find multiple elements. By dot, we are using the locator ID. and it's a double quotes paste probable. Again, this find element is going to be returned as a web element, so I'm storing it inside a web element and giving the name as prop. So we have a method called action, which is inbuilt in Selenium. So actions is going to help us to perform the operation, and an argument has to be passed here, which is WebDriver. We have to pass the WebDriver here. Now a dot drag and drop. So the element which is going to be dragged is given here, and the destination of the element to be dropped is given here inside the method drag and drop. And we should not forget to give will.perform. Only then the actions class will be performing. Let's run the program and look for the output. So we were able to successfully perform drag and drop operation. Now we'll discuss about mouse over actions. So I'm creating a class mouse hover test. For every program, these 4 steps remains constant. So I'm just copying and pasting it. I want this statement to be here. And instead of this URL, I'm taking this mouse over URL. So coming back to the page of mouse hover, how does mouse hover work? As soon as I mouse over this, any of this word, we can see a number of options. So what is our first step? First step is to identify the element. So we start finding the elements for each word. First is for resume. Just right click and inspect. For resume, we have an ID 11. So I'm giving w dot find element. The ID we saw was ID 11. Let's save this inside a web element. Web element resume equal to. Similarly, for all the words, we have to find the ID. For item, just go to item and then right click, inspect. For item, it is ID 13, and then we wanted to select havoc. Just right click on havoc, inspect. For havoc, it is ID 17. So the same line will repeat, only the ID changes. This ID 13, this is ID 17. I'm changing the name as item. Here, this is havoc. So again, for every mouse actions, we need the help of actions class. So I'm passing a WebDriver here. Actions has to be imported. So we have a method in actions which is a dot move to element. So I wanted to move to resume dot build dot perform. For every mouse actions, this statement has to be given, which is dot build dot perform has to be given. The same line is repeated. Instead of resume, it is item, and here it is havoc. Now this actions takes place in a fraction of seconds. In order to see it clearly, I'm using thread.sleep because thread.sleep will delay the time for the next line to be performed. So I'm giving thread.sleep so that we can take a look at the actions clearly. After each line, I'm giving this. After this line, I wanted to click on havoc. Okay, so this is our program. Let's run the program and look at the output. You see that how mouse over actions took place. Next, we'll discuss about slider. So I am creating a class slider test. I'm copy pasting the same step. And instead of this URL, I'm going to give slider URL. Copy the whole URL and paste it here. So how does slider works? We can see the slider in any of the application like YouTube where we can adjust the volume. We can also see in our laptop where we have to adjust the volume. So how do we automate this slider? So I'm inspecting slider 2 example. I'm clicking on this. So we have an ID which is custom handle, copying. Now I'm giving here wd dot find element by dot id. ID is custom handle. I'm storing this inside a web element slider equal to. Web element has to be imported. Now actions class comes into picture. Actions class has to be imported. I'm passing the WebDriver parameter. So we have a method in actions class which is a dot drag and drop byte. From slider, we have to give the x-axis or y-axis value. So our example is x-axis. This is y-axis and this is x-axis. I'm just giving an approximate value. This is x-axis value and this is y-axis value. X-axis value and approximate value, let's say it is 60. Dot build dot perform. After saving, I'm running the program. Let's look into the output. Did you see that this icon was just moved a little bit towards x-axis? So this is how we have to automate the slider action. So friends, we have come to the end of the session. So far we discussed all the mouse actions. There are so many mouse actions. I have discussed only few of them. In my next video, we will meet up with a new topic. Thank you.